Hey guys, what's up? It's me Rakin. In this video I'll show you that how you can make a YouTube channel scraper. So only just by giving a channel URL you can scrape all of the basic information from the YouTube channel. So let me show you how it really works. So as you can see that I'm on Airtable. So in here I only have to just put the channel URL. So let me go to YouTube and just take any random channel URL. So let me go with this one, a channel URL. So I'm just going with this URL and just copy, then came here and then paste it, then click here scrape, and it's gonna say that the workflow started, and it will give all the results in here. As you can see, it has given us all the results. For example, the channel name, total videos, total view, and also subscribers number, channel bio. I can see all the channel bio in here. So what they put in the description actually. So and channel keywords, what kind of keywords they're using, and also the country, and also the created date when the channel was created, and also the profile image. So I can get the profile image if I just click the link. I can get the profile image, and also the banner image. If I just go to the banner image section, you can see the banner images. So that's how it really works. So it's very cool and very easy to do, and all the things I just did for free. So right now I'll show you a step-by-step guide how I really made that. So the first, as you can see that I just made a table and it's totally empty, and you can see the channel URL button and channel name, total videos, total view, subscriber numbers, channel bio, channel keywords, country, created date, profile image, and banner. And as you can see that the profile image and the banner image are in URL format. So also I wanted to say something about the button section, but I want to just say this a little bit better. And let me just show you something else, and which is called the n8n. And if you're not familiar with n8n, and let me say you that this is actually the best thing, and that's the whole thing, is just covering all of the stuffs. So it's actually just making the agent to work, and it's actually just giving the the information, it's scraping the informations, and the Airtable is actually working as a spreadsheet, just collecting the informations. That's it. So if you are new in this n8n, let me say that they will give you a 14 days free trial with 1000 execution limits. So that's it. So just one user came with create workflow, and after that it will just loading this thing, and you can see that this is our first workflow, and just go with the first one. First step, go with webhook. Yeah, this one, webhook trigger, then go with this title. Okay, I just copied this and came here and put the bottom section in the field, and in here I will just go with the button. Okay, and in here in the formula section I have to just give the double quotation, and below double quotation just the URL, then question mark, then ID, then equal, then came out from the double quotation, then n%, then calling the wrapper function, this one, then closing the wrapper function with the first bracket. That's it. Just going with the level, and just name it as scrape. I just give a name as a one. Then the style I'm just going with this one. Save. That's it. That's how I just create the button. Okay. So now I have to just go to again and n8n and go with the listen for test event, and let me see that is it work or not. So as you can see that it's working, and yeah, that's it. That's all the scraping that does. Okay, now we have to just add and a note, and here we'll just go with Airtable. On the Airtable section, I will just go with get a record, this one. So in here, you have to just like go with the create a new credential and give the access token. Just go in the Airtable section and then go with the building, or just web development, or like this kind of stuff. And you have to just create the token, and then just put the token in here. That's very simple to do. Like you're just getting the API key and just connecting with the API key. That's it. And you can just find this one, and you will go to the base and just choose a base where your work is, and choose a table like which table you are working with. That's it. And then on the record ID, I have to just give the record ID that is executing by the n8n. So executing by the Airtable. So I'll just go with the table ID, and that's it. So it will be under the query section. Yep. So the ID will be under the query section. That's it. And I'll just go with this step. And as you can see, the is in here. So let me give a YouTube channel. So I'm just going with my YouTube channel URL and give the in here. Okay, let me just go with scrape. And as you can see, it's not scraping because like I didn't just put the in here. I'll just go with again test workflow. Again, go with scrape. Oh yeah, now it's working. And as you can see, all the results in here. So now again, I'll just go with another one, which is HTTP request. That's another node which will actually execute the channel ID from the channel URL. So in here I have to give the URL. So I'm just copying the thing that I just did earlier. That's it. I'm just giving in here. So make sure you're just giving this URL. I will give all the URLs in the description box, so you don't have to worry. Then go with the send parameters. Then I have to go with name, and the first name I'll just give it Spurt. Then value as I'll give the value, the ID. That's it. The add parameters again. I'll go with type. Then the value will be channel. Okay, very easy. Then add parameters again. Then I'll go with name. In the name section, I'll give. I can give the query or just key. Okay, I'll just go with query q. Then just value. The value will be the channel URL. As you can see, this is the one. And at the Airtable. So on the Airtable, you can find the channel URL. That's it. And again, go with add parameters. And in here, you have to give the key. So in the key section, you have to give the API key of Google Data Scraper. So how you can get that? If you have the Data Scraper key, that's fine, of the YouTube. And if you don't have, how you can get this for free? So you have to just come to here and just type here Google Console, Google Cloud Console. And as you can find that like at the first, and sometimes like it can be like a sponsor one, just find out the legit one. So after that, you have to just go with this one, the 3 lines, and go with this one, the API and services, and go with the library section. And in the library section, just go into search bar and search YouTube. And then you can find this one. Go to the first one, YouTube.api b3. And then if it's not enabled, just go on the enable and click in the enable section. And it'll just take some time to just, verifying the stuff. And it will just lead you to in the step. And as you can see that it's now enabled. And you can see that like at the top of the right corner, you can see it's right here like create credentials. So to create the API key, we have to just go with this, create the credentials. And then we have to go in here, and you have to just go with it. What data will you accessing? I'll just go with public data. Then I click next, and then I click done. And then the API key has been just created, so we can just find the API key on the credential section. So as you can see that you can find the API key in here. And if I just click here show key, and that's the API key, and just go and copy this, and I'll go and I will just annotate workflow, and I'll just put this in here. I'll just come here and then put the API key, and then I'll go with test step to test this, is it working or not. And as you can see that it actually giving us the channel ID. So it's right now it's working. So I'll just go in here again, and I'll just add and a note, and it is actually again an HTTP request. Okay, so this is actually only for to get the channel details from the channel ID. So in the URL section, I'll just put this URL there's like a URL in here, and then came in here, and I'll just grab this URL and I'll just copy. Okay, then I'll just keep this in here. So I'm just saying that I'll just put all the URLs on the description box. You don't have to just worry. So in the sending query parameters, I'll just enable that, and in here I'll just give the names. So the first name will be port, and in here I have to just give the values, and the first will be snippet. Okay, then will be okay. So then statistics. So this one only for to understand, like to get the video count and counting details and this kind of stuff. So snippet statistics, and also we're going the branding settings. Okay, that's it. So as you can see, snippet, branding statistics, branding settings. That's it. Then again add the parameters. In the parameter section we'll go with ID, and in the ID section we'll just put the ID that is executed in the HTTP request. So as you can find the ID, and go with the, as you can see that in the item section, and go with the item 0. So that's in the item 0 section you can find the first ID and go with this one. So as you can see that I want to show that also in the item 1 there's another ID. So this ID actually, the channel ID is actually the ID that is related with this name, but kind of similar name, but that's the ID of that YouTube channel. So that's not the exact YouTube channel we're just working. So in the item section you can just go with the 0. So you know that like computing system actually count from 0. That's it. So add another parameter in the parameter section. I'm just going with key, and give the same key that we actually just gained from our YouTube. So just again copy this and just paste this in here. That's it. Again, test the step. That's it. That it is, yeah, as you can see, it's executing all the informations. descriptions, URL and all the stuff, and just giving all of us, and again the statistics. So let me just go in here, and as you can see that it's giving all the information. So right now how we can just put all the informations in our Airtable. So if you want to have to just go with again and the note, and that is the Airtable update note, and going with the Airtable update note. And as you maybe you're not just watching for my video, so it will be at the last update record. So again, you have to just, like, if you're not connected, you have to just connect with this. But if you just connected with the first one, so I'm just connected in here, and in the base section choose the same base if you want to update that in the same record. So I'm just going with the same basis. Again, you can just update this all of the informations in another pod or another field. So that's why I just said that. So again, going with the same table, and it will just take some time, and just it will just show all the informations in here. And in the ID, I'll just give the ID that is executing the webhook, and I'm just going the webhook section, this one. And in the webhook section, I can just find the ID, cause webhook actually executing the IDs, and you can see that under the query, the ID. I'm just putting this in here, and the channel URL will be the URL of the channel. So how can I just find this? The channel URL is executing the Airtable. The first Airtable is just the, as you can see, the channel URL. Okay, this one. Actually, I just find that it doesn't matter like if you don't give the channel URL or not. But I find that in my when I just testing this, so I didn't give the channel URL, but in some cases the channel URL section was empty, so the main result was also empty. So that's why I don't want to just just made that the same thing for you. So on the channel name, I'll just find the channel name, like find out like which array or like which section is giving the channel name. So as you can see, the title section, the first is giving the channel name, and I'm just working on the static request one. This is the thing actually, it's just giving all the informations. And total videos, like actually we need the video counts, which actually giving the video counts. On the statistics section, you can just find the video count, which is this one. I put this total view, which means the video like view count. You can find this in here under statistics, and also subscribers. Also, you can find this under statistics, which is subscriber count. That's it. And now I'll just go with the channel bio, which means the channel description or kind of this stuff. So as you can see that under the channel, you can find the description, and there's the channel description. I'm going with this and putting this in here. Again, the channel keywords, I have to just find the channel keywords. Under the channel, you can find the keywords, and yep, that's it. Country on the channel, and under the channel, you can find the country. I'm just going in this one, and created that with the published date or like this kind of stuff. Find out that where the published date is, and as you can see that, I have to just find out the published date. So as you can see that under the snippet, you can find the published date, and that's it. Just put it in here. That's it. And the profile image, and in the profile image you can see that like there are like 3 profile images, which is one is 888 to 88, which is small, and then there's 242 to 140, and then there's 800 to 800. So I'm just going with the largest one. So I'm just going with this one, high and URL. That's it. Okay, so then I have to give the banner image, and in the banner image section, it is at the last of this execution where you can find the image. Under the image section, you can find the banner external URL. That's it. I'm just putting this. Okay, all the things is done, and if I just go and just there's the step. Let me see, is it executing or not? Okay, as you can see, it's updating all the information in here. It will just take some time, I guess. Yep, as you can see, all the informations are in here of our Airtable. So that's how I can just scrape any YouTube channel. So let me show you with another YouTube channel like right now. But before that, I have to do some settings. The first thing is like on in here at the last actually, this one at the last record, we have to just do some settings. And in here, I have to just go on the on arrow section. I'm going with to stop workflow to continue. Cause why? Let me just disrupt a little bit. When you just give a YouTube channel URL, it's gonna just like extract all the informations. But some informations maybe are not error. For example, like for a YouTube channel don't have the keywords, a YouTube channel don't have the description. Like lots of YouTube channel, you can find that, yeah. A YouTube channel don't have the banner image. So what's gonna happen if only one thing is blank or just error? It's gonna just don't execute all the informations like this. So I'm just giving it continuous, mean like if something is missing, if some informations are missing, it's gonna execute the rest of the informations. That's it. I hope you understand that. So right now I have to just do something is I have to make that as save, and then I'll go with inactive to active. That's it. Right now our workflow is active, so whatever I do is right now on the cloud section, it's on the cloud, so even my computer is off or whatever it is, it doesn't matter really. So I'll just, I'll go in here on the notes section, on my Airtable section, but in the button section I have to just do something. It's like I'll just go and edit field, and in the edit field section I'll just go and to the URL section, which is the URL formula, and in here I have to do a little bit change. As you can see that there's a URL, and I have to just work with after the webhook section, you can find that this thing, which is like -test. Remember that, because we are using actually the test URL, and instead of test URL we have to use the production URL. So after remembering this is the final thing. So yeah, that's it. Like remove the -test from the URL formula. That's it, everything. So that's it. Click save. Right now it's fully activated. So yep, let me just come here, and if I just again come out from this, it's now right now active. You can see there's my workflow active. I can just change the name. It's very easy to do. Then let me go and just give it the name in here and the YouTube channel, a random YouTube channel. Why not just find a channel? I have to just so I have to go to YouTube and just find a YouTube channel, then give the YouTube channel URL. That's it. Very simple to do. Any YouTube channel I can get. I can go with why not, my friend? Get this one. A productive dude. I'm just going, and again, that's it. Like I'm just clicking script. Let's start it. Again, you can see all the informations, my friend. And that's what I'm saying. Look, this channel have no description. So that's why I just said, so if I didn't say it as continue, it will just didn't give any information because it didn't skip. So, and also it has no banner image, so that's why. And also you can, if you just link this, you can actually just see the images. For example, that's my image. If you just link the banner image, you can find my banner image. If you click the second one, you can find these guys like this. Very easy to do. So that's it, my friends. I hope like this video helped you a lot. If you want to know something, if you have a question about this video, just let me know on the comment below. I will just try my best to give you the response as soon as possible. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, Rakin Zakaria. And I will upload in this channel more videos on YouTube automation. If you're a business owner or if you're a learner, these videos will help you a lot to be ahead on the race of AI, inshallah. And that's it. Peace out.